The church doors swung shut with a hollow thud, sealing in the sparse echoes of vows exchanged before a handful of friends, while outside, the autumn wind whipped fallen leaves across an empty parking lot where my family's car should have been. I stood at the altar in my simple white gown, veil fluttering like a ghost, as the realization crashed over me. My parents, my siblings, the people who'd shaped my every insecurity, had chosen not to come. Humiliation burned hotter than the candle flames flickering on the pews, tears blurring the stained glass windows that cast fractured rainbows on the stone floor. Shock rooted me. This wasn't oversight. It was deliberate, a final betrayal from the family who'd always favored my golden child brother, dismissing my dreams as flights of fancy. Heartbreak clawed deep, a visceral ache that made my bouquet tremble, petals dropping like shed illusions. I was 29, Mia Reynolds, an aspiring novelist who'd clawed her way from a toxic home to this moment with Ethan, my steadfast fiancé, now husband, in a quaint New England chapel smelling of polished wood and wilting lilies. The air hung heavy with absence, the organ's final notes fading into silence broken only by the officiant's awkward cough. Ethan's hand squeezed mine, warm and reassuring, but inside, resentment brewed like storm clouds. How could they? After years of belittling my choices, my art degree useless, my writing a hobby, they'd skipped the one day that validated my independence. Denial whispered lies. Maybe traffic, an emergency. But my phone's blank screen mocked me. No calls, no texts. Inner thoughts spiraled brutally. Fantasies of storming their door, screaming truths, doubt that I deserved better, fear of confirming their judgment. We drove to the reception in Ethan's old sedan, the engine rumbling over potholed roads, radio static mirroring my turmoil. The venue was a modest barn strung with fairy lights, hay bales softened by linens, the scent of barbecue mingling with cider. Guests mingled, their pitying smiles salt in the wound. "Where's your family?" Aunt Clara asked, her voice laced with concern. I forced a laugh. "Busy, I guess." But suppressed rage simmered. Ethan's gentle probe later over cake crumbs. "Talk to me, Mia." My reply, natural yet edged. "They made their choice." Dialogue revealed secrets. His own estranged parents, motivating his empathy. Tension heightened. Was this the start of my unraveling? That night, in our honeymoon suite, a budget B&B with creaky floors and lace curtains, the obsession took root. I paced the room, moonlight slanting through windows, casting shadows like accusing fingers. Guilt gnawed. Had I pushed them away with my independence? Moral conflict raged. They were flawed. Mom's favoritism born from her own unfulfilled dreams, Dad's silence from workaholic escape, Brother Jake's entitlement from being the successful one with his finance job. Yet resentment deepened, layered authentic. I scrolled old photos on my phone, the glow harsh on my face. Family holidays where I faded into backgrounds. Fantasies of justice evolved. Not confrontation, but success that shamed them. But doubt lingered. Revenge felt petty beneath me. The honeymoon blurred in a haze of beaches and denial, sand gritty underfoot, waves crashing like unresolved anger. Ethan noticed my distraction, his touches tentative. "They're not worth it," he murmured one evening, salt air tangy on our skin. But inside, planning flickered, quiet, strategic. Back home in our cozy Boston apartment, bookshelves sagging with my manuscripts, I dove into writing with fervor. My novel, a semi-autobiographical tale of familial betrayal, poured out in late-night sessions, keyboard clacks echoing my resolve. Subtle hints emerged. A rejection letter turned acceptance from a small press, foreshadowing assent. Yet fear whispered failure. What if they were right? Months passed in slow-burn tension. I avoided family calls, their voicemails wrote. "Sorry we missed it, work stuff." Humiliation resurfaced at holidays skipped. Resentment building like pressure in a fault line. Inner journey brutal. Denial cracked, admitting their toxicity. Obsessions with proving worth consumed days. At a coffee shop meetup with my editor, the aroma of espresso grounding, she praised my draft. "Raw, Mia. This could be big." Her words fueled cold resolve, but guilt tempered. Exposing family sins in fiction felt gray. The turning point. Jake's engagement party invite arrived. Glossy cardstock mocking my DIY wedding. I attended alone, Ethan sensing my volatility. The venue was lavish. A country club with manicured lawns, champagne fountains bubbling under chandeliers. Mom hugged me stiffly, perfume cloying. "You look well." Dad nodded absently, eyes on his phone. Jake, smug in his suit, clapped my shoulder. "Heard you got hitched." "Congrats, sis." Suppressed rage boiled. Dialogue natural, revealing manipulation. "Why didn't you come?" Mom's deflection. "Schedules, darling. You understand." But her eyes held hidden motives. Jealousy of my freedom. Tension mounted. I excused myself to the balcony. Cool night air chilling my skin, fists clenched. There, the first hint of vengeance. I'd succeed spectacularly, force their acknowledgement. Back home, the apartment's warmth contrasted my chill. Ethan confronted gently. "This is eating you." My confession layered. "I want them to regret it." His moral complexity shone. Supportive yet wary of my darkening path. Planning escalated quietly. I queried agents, networked at lit events, the buzz of crowds amplifying ambition. A breakthrough, an advance from a major publisher. 6 figures whispered. But I kept it secret, suspense coiling. Doubt plagued. Was success revenge or self-sabotage? The book launch loomed, a glittering affair at a downtown bookstore. Shelves groaning with fresh copies, the scent of ink and hors d'oeuvres mingling. I'd invited them casually, no hint of scale. Inner conflict peaked. Guilt over using pain for profit. Fear of their dismissal. But obsession drove me. Dress fitting like armor, heels clicking on hardwood. Ethan squeezed my hand. "Proud of you." Tension simmered, would they show? They arrived late, Mom's eyes widening at the crowd. Agents, critics, flashing cameras. Dad muttered. "Didn't know it was this big." Jake trailed, fiancé on arm. Humiliation reversed as they spotted the Porsche outside. A loaner from the publisher for promo, sleek black curves gleaming under streetlights. "Is that yours?" Jake asked, voice laced with envy. My smile calculated. Perks of success. Dialogue heightened suspense, Mom's probe. "How much did you get?" Revealing secrets. My advance, the movie option whispers. Their faces shifted, regret. Hidden motives emerged. Jake's financial woes, hinted in his strained laugh. Suspense burned slow. During my reading, words raw with betrayal echoes, their squirms visible. Afterward, in the signing line, Mom whispered, "We should have been there." But resentment flared, too late. Quiet calculation. I gifted signed copies inscribed with subtle jabs. To family who taught me independence. Moral gray deepened. Revenge justified, yet shocking in its pettiness. Retaliation built undeniably. News of my book's bestseller status hit. Billboards, interviews. They called incessantly, voicemails pleading reconciliation. "We're proud," Dad said over dinner at their house, roast beef heavy in the air. But suppressed rage surfaced. "You weren't at my wedding." Tears flowed, revealing layers, Mom's confession. "We thought you'd fail like always. Wanted to teach you." Heartbreak layered. Their motivation. Tough love twisted by insecurity. My response natural. "You taught me to thrive without you." Pacing intensified. I bought the Porsche outright, symbol of triumph. Leather seats cool under my touch. Driving past their house, engine purring, they spotted me, waving frantically. I slowed, window down. Missed the wedding, but not this? Cold resolve masked guilt. Fear of isolation gnawed. The twist erupted at Jake's wedding. A opulent affair in the same country club, irony thick. Invited as family. I arrived in the Porsche, turning heads. During toasts, Jake slurred praise. "My sister's a star now." But whispers circulated. My book's veiled indictments hitting home. Then the shock. A reporter approached, tipped anonymously by me. About family drama inspiring the plot. Headlines next day. Bestsellers: Dark Roots in Family Betrayal. Poetic Justice. Their social circle shunned them, Jake's deals crumbling. Psychological Impact. Mom's breakdown call. You ruined us. Unexpected Consequences. Ethan's concern. Is this who you are? In the fallout, alone in the Porsche, rain streaking glass like tears, obsession dissolved into reflection. Revenge delivered, but hollow. Guilt over moral dissent, heartbreak for lost bonds. Yet the twist lingered. A letter from Mom revealing Dad's affair, Jake not his son, betrayal's origin. Cycles exposed, my actions gray mirrors. Emotional disturbance echoed. Success a double-edged sword, freedom laced with solitude.